Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for March the 26th, 2025. I'm joined by Chris and Taz and Id.
Hello.
Hello.
And
Hey,
Kaz
good
is awake,
morning.
actually, shockingly.
Say that again?
I'm saying that it's shockingly Kaz is awake.
Taz lives on a different planet, I think, where the time it takes to go around, or for the Earth, the planet to rotate, is different. So he lives on Taz time.
No, 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 we have two sons.
That explains it. Good morning,
Binary
Cat and
systems make it
Box.
all the more fun.
Cat and Box says, finally, first. Always glad to have you here. So, Taz, what's the countdown for the computer? 9 days?
5
Five?
years.
How many?
5 days. Oh, that's nice.
5 days.
5 days? Oh, I missed a few in there. Yay!
Huh.
Yay! I'm looking forward to it. Yay!
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that it is. And now I've been on for 10 minutes. I get the notification that we're going live. I love that. Oh,
Ah.
at least it came up. Oh God, I have Lucari TFOs. No, no,
How many?
3.
Oh god, delete this.
Yeah.
No, that really should be deleted from the poll. Like,
Oh
ugh,
God,
who
that's
wants
the
that?
worst one. I'd like to see what the re-rolls are on that. Is it like auto re-roll? Everybody just re-rolls it. 1, fine. 2, I can take it. 3, nope. Nobody, nope, nope, nope. Not happening. That's too many. Aside from that,
Yeah,
I
it sounded
have
like...
D1 arthropods and disruptor damage on the ground, so absolutely nothing interesting on this account.
I'm not enthusiastic about my stuff either.
I'll go look on one of the other accounts
Kinetic
to see.
damage based, undying shift, and even arthropods.
Well, this is not a good day for endeavors.
The Terran ship's in the battle zone, which is the only good thing I have, and anti-proton damage in space, which I don't have a
Okay, those can
proper
work
build.
together.
Let's see. What do I have for anti-proton? Oh, right. I can take the red noidar or the carry. With full lack of enthusiasm about it.
Yes. Let's see what Peter Porker has today. After you left last night, Chris, we just basically ran some patrols to level up a couple of my ships
Oh, that's good.
on the ongoing mission to try and get every tune to level up every ship.
No,
Okay,
well,
kinetic
but is it?
damage in space. That's all I got on this one. Otherwise, it's more Tholians. What is it with Tholians? And defeat captains on the ground. That's kind of boring.
What is this doing here?
Let's see what else I got on the other accounts. See if anybody's got anything fun so we can make a day out of it. They should let us pick
What
our
is
endeavors.
this? I mean, they should just rework it to some sort of dailies that we can just
Yeah,
reroll indefinitely.
well, I think if we're going to ask them to rework it, we should send them a list of, hey, these would be some great dailies or great endeavors you could add to the list to
And
switch it
these
up a bit.
wouldn't. These don't ever think about them.
Mm-hmm. Drop the 3 Lucari. I'd take 3 Borg ones. That used to be there. Now it's just 1 Borg, which I think is a little on the simple side.
I took my beard off yesterday. That was weird.
You check out what?
Your
I
beard?
took my beard off.
I didn't get it.
You mean you shaved?
Yeah, Yeah.
Wow. Well, hold it. That means you have to
Wow,
change your
what?
name.
Yep.
You can't be
And
the
well,
white-bearded Norwegian anymore. Well, this one's got frigates and... Oops, let's try one more. Looking at some of my other accounts here. I should find a way to combine all my accounts just to make my life easier, but...
Face is cold.
Yeah, I bet.
The beard really does some work.
Yes, it does. Oh my god, this one's just got plasma and Terran ships, which I suppose is something. But nothing exciting. Okay, I'm not impressed with any of my endeavors today. We'll stick with what we got. Which is kinetic damage in space. Ooh, how exciting. Yawn. It might be easier if I actually had some torpedoes. It's 500,000. Ooh, I'm going to need a lot of torpedoes for that. That's
Oh,
fun.
just good ones. Still don't have the legendary Akira.
This account doesn't have anything really good. This is on the list to do one of these days.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess
Oh,
it's
what I
just...
mean is that legendary Akira gives you the amounts from torpedoes. You just need one to do
Two.
a spread salvo when you're done. Just they're so OP.
Nope, not on this account. But something to look forward to. Ow, 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 ow.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah,
What's that?
yesterday was pull-ups, which was after...
Ooh.
Monday was all arms, and then yesterday it's on the list for pull-ups. I'm like, seriously? And he's like, oh, well, you can do it. And did one, and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing 60 of these. And he goes, okay, we'll drop the weight a little bit. Did two and went, no. He goes, oh, we're going to drop the weight a little bit more. This one, okay, we can do these.
Yeah.
I'd been able to do them at the higher weight, but not the day after doing other arms. So, but today my arm's like, no, you don't need to raise your arms over your head. Well, let me send out some invitations here. Id, are you joining us for some pew pew fun?
Oh yeah, especially if we can get like a Pavo.
I don't have a problem with Pavo. Taz is doing something on Pavo right now, so we'll ignore Taz for the moment.
That'll be done in 3 minutes.
Okay. I woke up at 3 this morning, realized that, hey, I could actually get back on my 20-hour cycle, so came upstairs, did the tunes. The dogs were like, we're just going to go back to bed. So then we all went back to bed. And now they're like, we're not even coming upstairs. We're too tired.
Oh. Wow.
Well, part of this 60-day program at the gym is upped my walking to 10,000 steps a day from 8,000. Which means the dogs are getting 2 big walks a day, and the dogs are both doing the, no, we're tired. You know it's a bad day when the dogs are napping and don't want to go out for a walk.
Well, I'm on my way to the Terran battle zone because that's where I need to kill my Terrans.
Okie doke. Well, I just have kinetic. I suppose I could come join you while we're waiting for Taz.
I'm ready.
Oh, you ready? Well, see, that made life easy. There you go, Taz. And you wanted to do Pavo Id?
Yeah, like
Okay.
Parallel over or
Yeah, Peril works great. Is that okay with you, Chris, if we start Peril over Pavo?
I'm fine with anything, really.
Okay. Weeboo.
Weeboo.
Weeboo detected.
I had to think about, how to say Peril over Pavo as I'm looking at it. Maybe I should go back to bed after this.
Oh boy.
Well, there's only
Well,
3
look,
things on
there's
the
a
list
tiny,
today,
tiny
so...
little Elios.
Go
Put the
to
ship
Gamma.
sideways.
Tiny.
Well, this teensy.
It is teensy, yeah.
Enemy ships approaching. On an attack vector.
Just if anything's...
They were on
Nope,
attack
nope, I
vector,
didn't
would
even
have
get
never
there
go-
before it was all dead.
Just gonna say, someone is a little bit too fast.
Yeah.
Oh, this time it wasn't Taz.
No, this was it.
Right, moving away from Gamma. Far away.
Curious to see how many dreadnoughts we can knock out this time. We did
Probably
38
with this
last
speed.
night. We did one day 40, last night was 38.
Question on Starfleet name USS Devastator.
This is Archangel is the account name. Ziza Shitan. Ziza Shitan. Anyway, first, my highest is 41, but that was a special group.
Get ready.
Yeah, our 40 was a really good group. The 38 had Graz and who else was in it? Were you in that one last night, Chris?
On Pavo?
Yeah.
I don't think that
Okay. That was after you went to bed then.
I don't remember, honestly.
Oh, we had Graz and Exizimmer with us, and took out a lot of them pretty efficiently. Zez.
Wait, what?
Zez. Or Zez. I'll go with Zez, because I can say that without making it sound stupid.
Someone put themselves in a network of bowel
Yep.
vessels.
Yep.
Oh, there's going to be one unremarkable run when I barely
Yeah, I'm
can
at
shoot
0 of
the-
500,000 on the kinetic. Just let me shoot
Not-
something.
Apparently nope.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely no.
Another camper.
I
Is
don't
this
care.
is this a timed console?
Yes,
Does
it
it
is.
have a reset?
This is time gated. That's why you can AFK it after that first wave.
No, I mean the bowl thing is a timed.
I think it is. I think it's like 2 minutes. I don't think it's like the jellyfish, which is eternal.
I'm seriously considering getting that bowl ship for the meta. Not much ships that are left that I'm
Oh, I
remotely
finally got to
interested in.
hit something. No, the bottle ships are nice. Zez says everyone has trouble saying my name. Yeah, I can see that.
Zazashitan? I don't know why.
So
that's
fine,
different.
be excellent with that name, Chris. Well, you see a bunch of letters and your brain goes, no, too much information, I can't do that.
No, I never had that. Takes me
Too
a
many
moment.
apostrophes in Klingon language.
Pardon?
Oh yeah.
Too many apostrophes in the Klingon language.
Yeah, Klingon names I will never try to read. But Zazashitan, that sounds like a very cool name though.
Okay.
Then we'll take it on the... I have not had enough coffee yet today. Ooh, I'm up to 61,000 on my kinetic.
Oh my
Try,
god, I see that little tiny blue bar on your screen.
Yeah.
try
That's
pronouncing
progress, right?
Spock's surname.
Brock has a surname? I've always thought it was just like
No, no, no.
singular name, like Cher.
Oh, he has one. It's just impossible to pronounce.
I do believe it's impossible, or impossible for humans to pronounce.
Yep. And thus,
Have you
you
ever
never hear
pronounced
it.
I think the Romulan commander in Enterprise Incident made a comment along the same lines of her family name being difficult to pronounce for humans.
So wait, that's also Burnham's name? No, wait, she's
No.
still Burnham, right?
Burnham. Burnham's
she's still
Burnham. That's
Burnham, right?
easy.
Oh, I thought she was
about her
adopted,
saying the
you know,
family
maybe
name? Yeah, well, hey, we don't need canon for canon. We could just switch our canon around. As is convenient. We don't need to follow it. I am from the Midwest. If it has more than 2 syllables, I cannot pronounce it without direction. There you go. Which part of the Midwest are you from, Zez? I always find it interesting. I'm considered from the Midwest, except if you look at the map, I'm really from the Middle Easty side? Iowa. Cool. Borg King's originally from Iowa.
Well, you are in one of those states that have 2 different time zones to it.
Yeah, I know. We just... What were they thinking?
I feel like I'm AFKing this because I barely get to shoot anything.
Well, you can take... Oh, you can't take beta.
I can't take beta because it's reserved for Taz.
I know.
He takes it even though I usually take it when I'm running this, so...
So, do you want beta?
Chris, Taz is offering you beta.
Easy though.
You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
And speaking of Iowans, it says, there's Borg King.
Hello.
Good morning, Borg King.
Morning.
How's your head?
Satellite upgrades are now available.
Healing.
Good. And for those of you not in the know, Borg King sunburned his head.
Hurts like hell.
Yeah. So we have a gentleman or lady,
no.
I'm not sure which, in chat who is also from Iowa, which I thought, And
Wonder what part of Iowa.
I don't know. He just said Iowa.
Probably the corn-fed part.
That's Iowa.
Well, which city in Iowa?
Yeah, ask him. Says, what city in Iowa? Or what city are you near? Middle of a cornfield between 2 rivers. In other words, Iowa. I'm trying to remember if I drove through Iowa on the trip back from Vegas last time. Don't think I did. I think I went north that time. I've only been to Iowa a few times, which is really sounds really weird because I've lived in Illinois for, 50 years? Wisconsin, a lot.
Heads up.
Michigan, a lot. Indiana, somewhat. Illinois, a lot. Let's see how many we can get of these guys this time. The City of Monks.
Never heard of that one.
There we go. I knew Taz would kill that. Des Moines. Thank you. Good morning, Chosen. So you can tell that Iowans are a little bit cooler than people from Illinois in that they say Des Moines as Des Moines, where in Illinois we would say something that's spelled with the French versions like that. Like Desplaines is Desplaines. If it's got a letter, we're saying it. None of this silent letter stuff. Well, since I'm not being terribly useful here, I'll go fix this satellite. Oh, somebody did fix the satellite. I'm really useless. I've only got 9 dreadnoughts deaded. Cool grass, why are they transporting in debris? So I unintentionally opened up the compiler last night on one of my accounts. And while it's very cool in some ways, it makes bricks look maneuverable.
Where you make the,
Oh my lord, that thing can't move.
I
that's
got
where
it to
you
move
make
really good by
the-
slotting like all my traits some like go fast and like full impulse type stuff.
Says I once lived in Mount Prospect and shook my head every time I heard them say Des Plaines. Yep. Yep. Mount Prospect, eh? That's where my husband was from. I was a little further out in scenic Elk Grove, which, yes, does have elk, amazingly. Chosen, why have you been up for 3 or 4 hours? We're at 22 dreads.
Still a minute and a half to go.
Elks are alcoholic menaces.
They're alcoholic menaces?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even
They
know
get
they'd let them in the
drunk and
bars over there. Wow, you guys are really liberal.
they are drunk. They are some really bad drunkards, and when they get drunk, they try to climb trees. And if you know anything about their size, you know that ends with crime.
Yeah, elk. Elk are not petite. So as you enter Elk Grove off the expressway, you go right by where they have the elk. There is an elk reserve there. And they have free roam of a couple thousand acres, but it's fenced off, so in theory, humans can't get there. In reality, some idiot goes in there all the time. No tragedies, just a lot of stupidity.
Just Darwin Awards.
Yeah.
They'll want to grab some of those Canadian geese.
Yeah, well, we got bajillions of Canadian geese now. We did it, they're leaving. Ooh. Curious, how did we do?
I think like 33.
35. And I got 445,713 of my 500,000 kinetic, so pretty close. What next, good people? What next?
Win the lottery.
Oh, I should buy a ticket today. I have no idea what the lottery is. Nothing that a single wanted would not fix. No, absolutely true. Absolutely true.
A lot of things that a bunch of gravity kill won't fix.
No. Nope. Nobody. Nope. 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 Nobody. Nope. So Talia named one of her ships after Gravity Kills yesterday because she knew how much I did not want to play it. So speaking of
What a lovely
lottery,
sentiment.
yes, it's Italia. You know she's going to do that. No, I don't want that. Okay, the lottery for tonight is $484 million
Oh my goodness.
on one of them, and the one for Friday dropped to 20 million, meaning somebody won it. It's not just the time says, it's the I don't really want to do Gravity Kills. That said, though, going in with a good team who knows what they're doing, you can knock that thing out fast. It's when you go in with a pug and it's just like, oh, please. Please. By the way, tonight...
Yeah, they're flying like headless chickens.
Yeah. Today's
Knowing what
endeavor
to
is
do.
start a duty officer recruitment assignment, and there's no universal on Friday. So Zez, at one point I was playing randoms, and every 30 minutes it would pop back up and pop back up, and I'm thinking that's not random. But somebody was testing out a build specifically for gravity kills, so of course he'd get in the queue and queue it up, and then it fills up from there. So if you're on at 30 minutes, it was going to pull you in. To which the solution apparently was go and play on your KDF tunes. Chris, Id, Taz, what do you guys want to hit next? And by the-
I'm hitting Terrans in the
Okay,
battle
we'll go
zone.
hit your Terrans. Zez, if you would like to
Time
join
in
us, you're always
battle
more than
zone.
welcome. I'm sorry, Id, what'd you say?
Oh, I'm down for anything.
Okay. Well, we'll let Chris go kill his Terrans, and then we can go do something else. Oh, A-Dog has come up to join me. All right. I now have A-Dog up here. No, we could join you, Chris, if you wanted.
You're always welcome to, but I have 8 left,
Oh.
and
By the time we get there, you'll be done. Probably.
you got 6 left.
Yeah, you'll be done before we get there.
I had 30, you know, so I started with nothing.
What was I doing yesterday? Oh, I had to do Undine ships yesterday. Fortunately not in the battle zone, so I picked up Undine Assault in the private queue and went in and slaughtered the 30 that I needed and left. And that was actually quite nice. Zez says, sorry, I'm unlocking ship traits, but you are a convenient background noise to break the monotony. That's why I'm with some of my YouTube stuff. I have certain ones. One guy has this very pleasant voice, and he reads court documents. That's the only thing he does on YouTube, is he just reads court documents. But it's this lovely voice. It's very soothing, kind of mindless. And, you know, we're walking and walking and walking and walking and walking. And I didn't realize how calm and peaceful it was until I realized we'd done like 4 miles, and we're all just kind of in a good place.
Always good when you find a podcaster or a book reader who has a very nice background voice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It actually works for you.
Yeah, there's 2 that do it, but one guy, unfortunately, is a Canadian lawyer who's really interesting, and so you can't just do mindless background noise, you have to pay attention to him. But this other guy is just this nice kind of Floridian accent. It's got a bit of a southern twang to it, but not like Alabama or Georgia twang, so I'm thinking he's maybe in Florida down there, or from Florida.
Alabama.
Yeah. I actually like Alabama. We have a fellow player who's down there, and I constantly threaten him with, hey, I'm coming down to visit you, because it's only like a 5-hour drive from here. But I have to get somebody to watch the doggers because that means I'm gone for basically a whole day. And I can't leave them alone a whole day. That's just mean. Let's see. So we've got this meta event, then we're going to have the first contact coming up
Alright.
in a couple of weeks.
Don't mind.
Trying to figure out when I can take a week's vacation and not miss too much in the game, because I would prefer not to take my laptop with on my next vacation and actually do a vacation. All right. Id, have you got a preference?
Nope.
Taz, you got a preference?
I need to do Diva and Arthropods.
Yeah, we're not doing that with you. How many do you have? 120?
Yeah.
You know, if you do partisans, when you get to the section where you're on the combat floor, you can just go stand there and kill off the arthropods.
Yeah.
My dogs are not happy when I'm gone for the day, Zez. I actually have to have people come over, like my son come over and take care of them. And my son being the actual dad to one of the dogs, which is a long story, is happy to take the entire day off of work just to come over and take care of the dogs. I'm like, no, no, no. You're going to need that day off for, like, vacation. Well, if nobody's going to pick anything interesting, I will not pick anything at random, because that never goes well.
Random is always deadly.
you.
We haven't done Jupiter Raddus
Okay.
in a while.
Jupiter Erratus work for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any word on that that new Games Workshop location?
I haven't heard a thing. I don't know if my son has either. They've just finished up some stuff there. Hang on. That was in Evansville?
Yep.
They are open. I don't have an address, though, for them, which is interesting. Oh, there we go. 2101 North Green River Road. So they have opened. Looks like they opened on or about March 1st. Let's see if I can scroll back a little bit further. Nope, looks a little bit earlier. So it looks maybe in February. Okay, February 6th. So they are open, but I don't know anything about them other than that.
2101 North Green River?
Yeah. I guess we're going someplace.
I'm doing partisans.
Oh. Oh, fine. While we're waiting for the other thing to queue, we can go shoot things with you.
Smells like violence and vice. Ah! Welcome to Shane. This
Oh, they just identified about maintenance on all platforms.
Yep.
5 a.m. PT.
5 a.m. That's
Yes.
8 a.m. here, so in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, Google Maps has it updated as Warhammer, but
Estimated downtime 5.5 hours.
Well, it's also a
PC,
Wednesday. I
5
don't know what's going on a Wednesday that we've got.
Includes quarterly infrastructure maintenance.
Well, that's fine. It's the
5
day
a.m.
I'm off and could actually be playing
time.
games, so.
I mean, that's 1 p.m. my time. What am I supposed to do with the rest of my day at work? I mean, sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly.
They changed the hours. I don't like that. I really don't like the change in the hours.
It's like they haven't quite figured out
First
what's
it's
going to
too
work.
early, then it's like too late. Can you make up your mind? Especially when it's a long maintenance. It's 5.5 hours for PC, 4.5 for console. Excuse me. Yeah, let's just shut up for the day, Jesus.
Well, if it's the only one they do this week, that's one thing. But I am.
Unless they royally screw something up and they have to do a follow-up maintenance. We've seen those happen before.
Oh yeah. And then we get the. Oh, we get another one tomorrow. Because.
Are we still queued for the
Yeah.
Jupiter?
Are you still getting flashy green lights up there? We are still queued
Wow,
for it.
that takes long, and we have like, we just need one person to just
Yep.
hit a random button.
Which
Like,
is
there's no
really
one playing
weird.
random.
Yeah, at this hour of the morning,
Fine.
you frequently get randoms.
Yeah, but,
There it goes.
there you go.
Question Taz is, will we come back down to this, or will we come back down to the beginning of this and have to do this all over again?
Depends if we manage to finish it off before we get loaded in.
Jim Falk must be desperate if he's sending
We did
mercenaries
it.
after us.
Get the console open.
That field down?
There we go.
Got splinter in my hacking finger.
Well, the mission is just giving you all the time in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He'll surrender.
There we go. Well, at least we got down to Madron. Let's see if it comes back to
No
here
way we're
then.
knocking it down with our weapons.
That would be nice to have that queued up to that every time.
Yep.
Well, we'll see if that saves to that point. So who has joined us for this one? It's Kroger.
Trigger 1.
I prefer Meyer.
Kroger is a local grocery store here. So, well, it's not local, it's a national grocery store. But yes. Good morning, Cliff. How are you?
Kroger, Meyer, Fred Meyer. I believe Albertsons is also under the banner.
I think so. It's not the Safeway banners. I think Safeway is Safeway, Jewel, and something else.
Here they come. All ships, battle stations.
A welcoming
Kroger owns
Hand it over.
Kroger, Ralph's, Dylan Smith's, King Sports, Fry's, UFC, and then Myers and Meyer and a bunch of others.
Isn't over, Admiral. Believe that.
Enterprise, the Fine Shield, take some ships and take her down. The rest of you, stay alert. This isn't over yet. I'm
We'll
picking
head
up
over
more
to
ships
Alpha.
through the rifts. Close. Activate the hollow projectors.
Looking to Gamma.
Hope they get the job done. Send the
You
hollow
can get there. Hello. Engines.
Mhm.
need to clear out the ships at Jupiter.
It's so stupid you can't go full impulse. Just because you're in combat status. Yeah, but I still should have control over my engines.
No. No engines for you.
I could redesign one thing is the red alert status.
Need to get those rifts under control.
I am well, Cliff, except I'd like to go back to bed. And I will. As all things being equal, I'm going to go to class tonight.
Need to clear out the ships at Jupiter station.
I swear I just closed that. Let's try that again.
Rifts aren't gonna close themselves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there could be a timeline change imminent.
Could be stop fooling around.
Wait.
Timeline change imminent.
See, if I'd been more aware, I would have done a live stream the night that we switched times with that as being the phrase. But I didn't even realize we had switched times until I got up in the morning and the clocks weren't right.
Always fun looking at one of the dumb clocks that didn't change.
Yeah.
Aren't going to close themselves.
Well, my microwave and my stove didn't change. My phone and my computers changed. And it still took a while for my brain to register what's going on. Huh, wonder what that's all about. Google it. Oh, we changed times last night. The one time change I like is in the fall, because it used to let me watch, oh, what's the anime night on Nickelodeon called? Adult Swim. You'd get to watch Adult Swim, and you get a whole extra episode of something. Full Metal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop, something like that. It was a great moment.
Oh, on Cartoon Network?
Yeah, Cartoon Network.
Need to get those rifts under control.
We're doing anime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they used to, on Saturday nights, they would have Adult Swim, and they would do anime. That's where I first got into it. I don't think they do it as much anymore.
I grew up on a Cartoon Network that just did
It was,
normal cartoons, I
it
guess.
was Adult Swim, and then you had Toonami.
Yep. There is a Moopsy emote. I just don't know who's got it. I don't have it, but somebody's got it.
We need a Moopsy battle pet.
We do need
Immediately.
Yes. It would get Chris to play more ground battle if we could have Moopsy Battle Pet. But they'd have to set it up where the Moopsy would indeed attack your opponent for you, but only one at a time. Then would have to kind of rest between to digest.
I wouldn't mind
Would be adorable.
if we could rub the belly without losing
the
the
snoot.
hand.
Oh, snoot booping.
Rifts aren't going to close themselves.
That was my new theory for how Scotty lost a finger.
He had to. He had to make an offering to Moopsy, let him through
You like the little back door I
in engineering.
Enterprise is back near projector base.
Got her down to 44% before she left.
I always liked that how Moopsy was kind of a spoof of Pokemon. They made a
Yep.
laugh out of Pokemon.
Near projector gamma.
So adorable. Says, only if it says Moopsy as it follows you. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The last convention that I did with Frost, we took a Moopsy with. I took one of my old uniforms that we partially stuffed and put a wig on it. So we have our little Moopsy body. And about 70% of the people had no idea who Moopsy was. At a Star Trek convention.
The ignorance.
I know. It's like the
The
person who didn't know
ignorance. The
Badgie.
blasphemy.
How can you not know Badgie and Moopsy?
I would understand that they didn't know what peanut hamper is.
That's a
but
little more subtle.
Moopsy,
But Moopsy is
Badgie.
like,
Or Murph. It's like, you don't know who Murph is. I'll give you a pass.
yeah, that one's a little bit more understandable, but
Yeah.
but actually Peanut Hamper's pretty funny too, but
I don't know, peanut hamper was hilarious. But
Yeah.
Still.
I will always appreciate Lower Decks because it got my wife to watch Star Trek with me. Yeah, there you go, Zez.
Aww.
That's romantic. My husband would not watch it. He was watching all the other ones because they were being played, and I had the Paramount Plus, and he's like, no. And this is also a man who refused to go see any of the Marvel movies with me because they were comic book movies. You've never seen one. You don't know if they're bad or good.
Labeling them comic book movies automatically doesn't make them bad.
Yeah, no, some were good. Some were and some were
So
I still
this-
have a huge appreciation for Spider-Man, Batman, even though if I don't like all the iterations, and they're comic book movies, and they're
Yeah.
classics.
And it's weird
Some
because
of
he did like the first Batman. He didn't like the rest of them, but he liked the first one.
It
Which
was a comic
Batman?
book movie. That's a counter argument.
Which Batman?
The very first Batman movie, I think, was Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tim Burton one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, such a
Well,
classic.
technically, there was a Adam West Batman movie,
That
but
does not count. I'm sorry. No.
No,
Nip, nip,
No.
nopity, nope, nope, nope.
no, no, that's not.
and there were Batman serials
No.
at theaters back in the day that were black and white.
That's
Oh,
different.
God,
my-
no.
Have you ever seen the Wild Wild World of Batwoman?
No.
It's a movie. I'm going to say it's 60s. I can't remember his color, black and white. This is the American Batwoman, not the Mexican Batwoman, which is a whole different thing. But if you can find it, it is the most WTF movie because all the women, she doesn't do anything. She's just in charge of a whole bunch of girls. Think of it like Charlie's Angels. And they basically run around wearing swimsuits, trying to be private eye, spy-y type things directed by this person called Batwoman, who wears a mask that isn't even vaguely bat-like and a feathered tiara type thing.
Sounds cringe. Sounds like something came out in 50s, 60s, maybe.
66.
Yeah, it's on MST3K every now and then, but if you can find it without the MST3K, it's just mind-numbingly bad. So Zez says Lower Deck led to, this is for his wife, Lower Deck led to Discovery, Discovery led to Picard, which led to Prodigy, so on and so on. My wife has watched all New Trek and has enjoyed most of it. Excellent! Well, that's what they've been trying to do with Trek, is get more people who didn't watch it previously to get into it. I don't care for all of New Trek, but I do like some of it. And since their goal is to get more people to enjoy it, yay, go for it. Yay,
Oh,
did what it's supposed to.
Did you ever see Zorro with the gay blade?
Of course, I love Zorro the Gay Blade. We quote it. That is one of my husband's movies. He
What?
really liked that. Zorro the Gay
I'll let
Blade with
I'll let you
George
explain.
Hamilton.
I love George Hamilton.
Yes.
Crispy.
Yes. Zorro gets injured, and his brother... What's his brother's name? I can't remember his brother's name in this. Gosh darn, it's a perfect name for Zorro. Well, not his name, but the name he goes by. Something Bigglesworth.
Bunny Wigglesworth.
Bunny Wigglesworth, yes, yes. But anyway, he comes to help out his brother by taking his place and trying to, do all the work he was doing to free the peoples. And Brenda Vaccaro is the wife of the governor who is in love with him, while he is interested in... Oh, what's her name? God, I'm getting a little... Lauren Hutton plays the heroine, who's kind of the romantic side, but not really, but then is kind of. So it's really weird on its characterizations, because he decides that he has to go off and then he decides to stay with her so that they can have kids together. You do have to watch it. It is an amazingly just goofball movie. And Chris is just listening in astonishment at the
I'm
movie
like
description. Yeah,
I have
Zorro,
thoughts. I
Zorro and Bunny are twins, so they can take each other's places. So Zorro gets sick, breaks his ankle, whatever, and Bunny takes over. But let's just say this Zorro has style.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ron Liebman plays the governor. Brenda Vaccaro is the wife. I'm not sure if anybody else of note in there. I can't remember them. There had to be somebody else. My husband wanted to be an actor and studied acting, so a lot of the people who were in movies from that time frame he went to school with or did work with. But, he never was anybody in terms of acting. But it's still a matter of he knows a lot of people. So every time anybody would be in a movie or a play or something, we'd have to go see it. And he'd do the, I went to school with these people type thing. Can we do Kittimer Vortex, please? Yes, we can.
Sure can do.
Yeah, I've invited Cliff to the team. So of New Trek, probably Lower Decks was my favorite. Oh, she's watched Strange New Worlds too, right, Says? I'm enjoying Strange New Worlds.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Some episodes,
Can't wait for the season
not
3.
so much. Some episodes pretty good. Taz, did we lose you?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of Partisans trying to complete my.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go back to Partisans. How interesting.
Yeah, I had to do it all over again.
Oh, okay. Do you want to join us for Kittimer Vortex, or shall we take it on?
Just go.
Okay. I will cue us up for...
I have a movie for you, Mom.
Okay.
Incubus.
I don't know that one.
1966, William Shatner.
We were
Wee woo.
Performed entirely in Esperanto.
Oh, Lord.
Oh dear God.
Oh, no. No.
As if William Shatner wasn't bad enough reason not to
Actually,
watch
he's
it.
not that bad of an actor. Oh, Cliff says, by the way, I recommend a movie called Fly Me to the Moon. Is that the one with Channing Tatum?
Two active Borg transwarp conduits in this system, along with a stable.
You said that with a slightly
Well,
hidden
there's two
disdain.
movies with a similar premise that both came out, and one's got Channing Tatum and one's got not Channing Tatum, and that's why I'm trying to remember which one it is. I like Channing Tatum. Yeah, that's the one. It did not get great reviews, and it didn't do well in the theaters, and everybody I know who's gone to see it actually enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, but Jim Haddard Dread. Oh, I like this. This is a tier 6 version, isn't it?
Watched it yesterday and loved it.
Yeah.
Sweet. I keep promising I'm going to take a day of just binge watching stuff, and I never do it.
I actually made myself watch a movie on Disney Plus this week.
What'd you watch?
This weekend, I watched Moana 2.
Moana 2? How was that?
It's actually, I mean, it's funny because it was supposed to be already like direct to DVD kind of thing, or direct to streaming kind of thing initially, but they actually went with the theater release, and good for them that it did, because it's a really good movie. It's a very good sequel. Not as memorable music-wise, the songs are kind of like forgettable, but the story is pretty cool, and they kind of came up with a decent story to continue, and even lay off some breadcrumbs for potential third film.
Well, there's actually more to the story behind that. It was supposed to be a TV series. They had written out basically 20 scripts to make a TV series out of it and go on Disney streaming. And they realized Disney realized they were having a very bad year, so they thought, hey, Moana 1 did really good, let's make it into a movie. And the writers were going, no, this isn't a movie, this is a series. And they're like, no, it's a movie now.
But actually it works. It's really well made. I can tolerate Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it because we don't get to see his actual face.
That's going to change because they're doing the live action and he's playing Maui.
He's playing Maui in live action? Oh my god. Oh, that should be punishable.
He's actually doing the one thing that he said he never would as an actor. He's wearing a muscle suit.
Dwayne The Rock
Oh.
Johnson is wearing a muscle suit.
Yeah, because Maui's Maui's particular build is inhumanly possible.
Okay.
Yeah. That is true. But Maui, it's kind of a cartoonish take on the character. Why would they have to go literal and make him wear a muscle suit?
Yeah, I agree.
It's just that it's a style. It's like, I don't know.
I think we'd believe it if he was just him.
I don't want to watch it. I don't like watching movies where Dwayne The Rock Johnson actually is an actor physically. I have very low tolerance on him.
I have a few actors that I...
So you don't watch that one episode of Voyager?
That was before even The Mummy, so I think it was just an episodic thing. He wasn't actually having many lines, and he didn't actually have to act. It was just wrestling, really. In Tsukatsu, but yeah, ever since he did the Scorpion King, I'm trying to avoid everything that involves him. That was way past Voyager, so that was before his curse started to be Hollywood's curse.
The first movie he was in, after Scorpion King, the Mummy thing, the
Well, initially he was
Breakaway?
in The Mummy and The Mummy Returns in retrospect,
in-
and then he was CGI'd. And the CGI was absolutely atrocious, but I think it was better than most of his roles anyway.
No, he was in something. It's
But it
either
wasn't
the
him.
Breakaway or the Getaway. It was like the first movie he was in, where he had lines and everything. It was actually pretty good.
You mean the breakdown?
Breakdown, thank you. I liked it. It's not something I would
I
go
think
back
I've
and
seen
watch
it.
over and over again, but one time through was fun.
I kind of liked him in the game plan.
I haven't seen that one.
Disney movie, gun-ho football player doesn't know he has a kid.
That's an interesting... died.
She shows up on his doorstep.
That's an interesting place for me to materialize. Yay! We won!
The scimitar has been destroyed,
Really?
but sensors
I know,
detect
what a
several
thought.
escape pods entering the vortex.
How long is the vault for the Romulan mystery storyline?
The episode?
Yeah,
Too long.
too long.
Oh god, it's such a
Because
dread.
the actual combat part isn't bad, but it's got some puzzle games at the beginning that aren't well spelled out, and if you don't know where to go look, it's a bit of a pain.
All right.
Zez says it's fast if you use a stealth shuttle. Yeah, once you get into the actual combat area where you're going through the vault, it's pretty easy, pretty fast, but going into that opening sequence and you have to get certain combinations, and there's a couple of mini puzzles in there, and they're kind of pain in the butt. If you're gonna do them, though, you might want to look up the walkthrough. It'll tell you where everything is
Yeah,
for that part.
Yeah, the map visual hasn't aged well either. They just changed the lighting with low lighting 2.0 and called it a day, so it kind of looks dated.
Zez points out the puzzles are based on your career. I think he is right, because I have not played that in a long time and I don't remember.
Well, up until some point, most of the missions had puzzles or choices based on your career. They just kind of dropped it after some point.
Yep. What's the one? Coliseum has got that whole sequence of math puzzles at the beginning.
Ugh, math.
Says I played it once over a couple of weeks.
To quote him, it's too bright in here.
That it is. And speaking of too bright, I have coffee to be drunk, I have things to be done, and I have a nap to go take. Not necessarily in that order, but I am going to go do all of those. So I'm getting out of here. No show tonight because I'm going to go to class unless we have a torrential downpour, which we're not supposed to. It's supposed to be nice today. But we should be back tomorrow morning. So on behalf of Moopsy in the Morning, I want to thank everybody who joined us. Zez, a pleasure to meet you. Cliff, a delight as always. Was anybody else here? Cat and Box, good
Me.
morning. Chosen, Well, I know you're there. And to the people who are here in chat with me, that's Tazborg King, Id, and Chris. Everybody have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good day.
And as we like to say around here, stay
Hey.
moopsome.
Moopsy,
Move some.
Moopsy.
Shun the
Attention, Bajoran
non-believer!
workers.
Shun!
It's a fake. Death to the opposition.
I'm going to take away the soundboard. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.